Right. Hello and welcome. Good evening. Tonight we are talking about hormone health, natural hormone healing, women's wellness. We're going to talk about men too. We're going to talk about everybody at every age. So you have the information you need to feel your best and know how to take care of yourself. So let's dive in. If we haven't met yet, I'm Dr. Alison Goggin. I'm a functional medicine physician and a doTERRA wellness advocate since 2012. I have two beautiful babies who are much older than that now, and essential oils, nutrition, um, functional medicine, all of these things have just drastically changed my life and my health, my children's life and their health as well. And I'm able to help my patients and my doTERRA customers really focus in on their daily life habits to keep their immune system happy, their mind happy, their brain happy, their body happy, all of those good things very easily, very simply with natural support. So tonight we're going to talk about your hormone story. Talk about what are hormones, what organs make and use hormone, how they do that, how our body clears hormones, and we're going to talk about symptoms and basic protocols for all ages and cycles. I also have some bonuses for you at the end, so make sure to stay and grab those so that way you don't miss out. I also have a really deep dive into hormone class called My 4 Deal Breakers, and I have this posted. I'll put this in the comments and the links for you so you have it as well. So if you want to go even deeper into these topics, this would be the next class I would recommend for you. So what are hormones? Hormones are what we usually call just chemical messengers that talk to our organs, our cells, our systems, and help our body function. Every single tissue, every single organ, every single system is affected by hormones. It helps us with digestion and growth, monitoring our body temperature, blood pressure, how are we feeling, our mood and our brain, reproduction, development. It's so important. It's not just hormones and PMS. This is what most people tell me. So let's dig deep. So there's many different organs that make up the endocrine system. And that talks about the main organs that produce hormones for the majority of our body. So we have the pituitary gland and the pineal gland. We have the thyroid gland, which is in our throat, the thymus in our chest, the adrenals, which are the two little glands that sit on top of our kidneys and produce things like cortisol, epinephrine, norepinephrine. This is the gland when we talk about adrenal fatigue, things like that. Pancreas makes hormones, and then we have the ovaries and testes. So our body uses hormones in a variety of ways. We make triggering hormones, we make slow down hormones, we make releasing hormones, we make stimulating hormones. Those hormones can be turned into other hormones, and then our body monitors it all. It's such a complex system, an amazing system. So for example, we have the thyroid. So the hypothalamus and the pituitary are the two organs in the brain. And these really, I call the conductors of the body because they're always tasting and listening and looking and seeing what our body is doing and making adjustments. So the hypothalamus releases hormones to the pituitary, which releases specifically TSH. You might be familiar with this one, thyroid stimulating hormone. That hormone then goes to the thyroid. The thyroid releases two hormones called T4 and T3. Now, the thyroid, majority of it makes T4, which is an inactive hormone, 93%. That hormone then has to go to the liver and the gut to be turned into T3 or reverse T3, and T3 is actually the active hormone. Whew, that's a lot just to get this one really important T3 hormone to our cells to function, help with our weight and our hair and our skin and our nails and our energy and how we're feeling. How amazing is that? And then this all comes back. So we call this a feedback loop. So the pituitary and the hypothalamus start to monitor the levels of T4 and T3 to go, do we need to put out more? Do we need to put out less? Is everything just right? Keep it where it is. And this happens with every single system. Now there's lots more hormones to talk about. There's lots more body parts. Our fat makes hormones to talk to our brain to help us figure out if we're hungry or not, if we're satiated. We might have heard of leptin or leptin resistance. So there's so much going on, but this just gives you a picture that our hormones are very complicated. Now, our body makes two different types of protein or hormones. They could be made from proteins or steroids. So steroids are actually our sex hormones, what we commonly think of: testosterone, estrogen, and progesterone. All of our hormones start off as cholesterol. And I think this is so important to talk about because we've villainized cholesterol, we've villainized fat. Traditionally, people come to me and they say, my doctor wants my cholesterol down. He wants it under 150. I see women and men come in and go, oh my gosh, Alison, I'm so tired. I feel like my hormones are a wreck. My hair's falling out. I don't know what to do. And their cholesterol is sitting at 120, 130, 140. And I'm like, well, if you don't have enough cholesterol, essential fatty acids to build these hormones, you're not going to have good hormones, so you can't make them. And the other side of that is if you're not digesting your fats and breaking them down so you can make hormones, cholesterol is a building block for all of our cellular walls. Every cell needs cholesterol and fat. It lines our nerves. It lines our brain. Our brain is essentially an organ of fat. It's really cool. So fat is good and important. Good fat is good fat. Right now we have bad fats, of course, like trans fats and processed foods and canola oil and vegetable oil. Those don't do anything for us. They actually increase inflammation. So what I'm talking about is whole food fat, avocados, things like that we can take into our body and use to make cholesterol and then use to make things going on in our body. So cholesterol starts here and it turns into pregnenolone. Now, this chart right here is the most simplified hormone chart on the face of the planet. It's very basic. There's a million steps between each one of these. There's enzymes that are needed and genetic variants that are necessary and so many processes that our body needs, and nutrition as well that happens in the cells to be able to make these hormones. So the chart that I have in the wall of my office is like the size of like this whole wall behind me. It's huge, but it's not important for what we're learning. So cholesterol turns into pregnenolone, and then it has really two options. It can go the progesterone and cortisol route, or it can go down to DHEA into testosterone and estrogen. We actually have three types of estrogen. E2 is our most powerful and what we use when we are cycling and younger. When we go into menopause, this actually slows down and transitions into E1. Now, these arrows are actually a little incorrect. They should be going both ways. So estrogen can turn into testosterone, which happens more often in women, and in men, testosterone will be more likely to go into estrogen. So there's a lot going on here. And think about if you're stressed all the time. We call this pregnenolone steal, actually, where you need to make more and more cortisol, that all your hormones get shifted to make cortisol and everything else gets cut off. So it's a complicated process and we're going to fix it. Don't worry. I'm going to get you taken care of. Now, we know how our body makes hormones. We know what organs are in charge. Now, how does our body clear hormones or get rid of them? So clearance is the term we use for how our body releases hormones out. Now, our body produces hormones, our cells use them, it takes what it needs, it unlocks the cells get a message to do this, this, and this, and then the hormone's done and it can be cleared out by the body. So there's quite a few ways. Number one, destruction, it can just break it down. But it doesn't do that with sex hormones like estrogen and testosterone. Other hormones can bind with the tissues or get recycled within the cells. How cool is that? Our body has its own little recycling system. And then we have the main ways that the hormones you're probably worried about for estrogen, testosterone, progesterone, they actually get cleared out by the liver. So they go through the liver clearance protocol, and the liver will then basically package it all up and put it in bile and release it into the gallbladder. And then when we eat fat, the gallbladder will release the bile and all of the junk in it as well. So that's how we get rid of hormones. So if you have any liver issues, gallbladder issues, what if you don't have your gallbladder? What if you have poor digestion? These things will affect how your hormones act. And then our gut also clears them out. So we make stool and we get rid of hormones that way. And then the kidneys will also break down some hormones and help them be released through urine. So why is this important? We're going to talk about this in a little bit deeper here in a second. But if you have estrogen dominance and you have hot flashes and weight gain and excess hair on your face or PCOS and you can't clear testosterone, why can't you? Where is this coming from? So if your gut is having issues, it's just going to keep recirculating in your body and you're never going to be able to get rid of it. It can build up cortisol imbalances in your body as well. So this is actually a really, really big deal. So what I like to talk about with hormones is called the enterohepatic recirculation, which means entero is the gut, hepatic is the liver, and then recirculation, which can lead to hormone symptoms. So if the liver has toxicity overwhelm, you have some genetic changes that changes how your body methylates and uses its clearance programs. If you have poor enzyme activity, maybe you don't have enough B vitamins or you have anemia, all of these things can play into liver clearance. So one, your liver can't clear, so hormones back up in your system. So that's not good. Two, if your gallbladder is stagnant or the bile isn't great or you're building up stones or something going on there, you're not going to be able to release hormones. So say the hormones get through your liver, they're kind of gunked up in your gallbladder, they get released into your small intestine. And then what happens? Your body can't necessarily take on all of this toxic sludge. So if there's gut issues like leaky gut, high enzymes like beta-glucuronidase will break open estrogen packets and recirculate. If you have low bacteria flora, so you don't have enough good probiotics going on, your gut is actually surrounded by veins. I should have put that in there, but essentially there's a vein right here, the portal hepatic vein, and all of the junk that you just got rid of that your body's like, let's get this out of our system, goes back into the portal vein and then right back to the liver, and the liver has to clear it again. And so we have this recirculation of hormones and toxins and chemicals and burdens that our body just can't handle. And it can cause worse leaky gut syndrome, worse IBS, gut pain, bloating and pain, liver issues like pain on that right side. Your liver's on the right side of your body. It's right underneath your ribs, right along that bra line. So if you have any right shoulder pain, right-sided rib pain, that could be your liver. I see this as a really common symptom. And then hormones back up and you have all kinds of hormone issues, PMS, clotting, fibrocystic breast, or cystic ovaries. Cystic acne is one of those issues as well. So since we're kind of on the liver clearance, this is a page from my 4 Deal Breakers full hormone class. So we have a couple phases of liver clearance. So where we take toxic things and make them non-toxic. In the phase 2, you take non-toxic things and you add it to glutathione to make it a nice little package to get rid of. And then 3, gallbladder release. So it can be blocked by internal hormones, endogenous hormones, external hormones like plastics, makeup, shampoo, or water, endocrine disruptors, which is all the things that we find in our water, in our food right now, pesticides, gallbladder clearing, buildup of hormones, obesogens, which are how do I say this? They're basically industrial runoff chemicals that are pollutants that are found in our water and our food systems that are known to cause obesity because they are so toxic and affect our hormones. And this is one of the main reasons why obesity is on such a rampage. It's not what we're eating, is the chemicals that are circulating in our water. Genetics, like I talk about, if you don't have the pathways or the genes to run these pathways, they're not going to be able to clear. And then polypharmacy, meaning taking lots of different medications, can back up your liver. So there's lots of things that can help, like eating organic foods, limiting food packaging, and plastics are a huge one. Don't microwave your food in the plastic bag, like your veggies in those steamable bags are the worst thing that you can do. Green cleaning, not clean cleaning. Green, clean makeup and body care, air filters and plants will absolutely help. And the liver affects every system. We can't avoid it. And so we'll talk about how to fit this into your program, but you want to do something like a detox every quarter, add lemon essential oil into your water, which isn't about the alkalinity or the acidity. It is about getting additional glutathione in your system and those clearance things to help. And so we'll talk about that as well. So what are the symptoms you might be seeing? And you probably already know this because you're here. And really, I have teen years, midlife, best years, but you can have these symptoms at any time in your life. You know, for teenagers, we see a lot of acne, difficulties with growth. Either you're growing too fast or too slow. Difficulty gaining weight or losing weight might also be an issue. Anxiety and depression are huge. Insomnia as well. Aggression or volatility with teens can come from hormones. Now, it's not the only reason a teen might feel like that. They might be dealing with cycles of abuse. They might be dealing with emotional, verbal abuse. They might be dealing with bullies in school. Like, we have to check in with our teens and not just go, oh, it's hormones. Put her on birth control. She's crazy. No, that's not what needs to happen. We need to understand what our teens are going through on a psychosocial, emotional level. Okay. All right, midlife years. So for women, when you start cycling to menopause, you might be having irregular cycles, painful cycles, clotting, heavy bleeding, difficulty with hair growth, men as well, anxiety, depression, insomnia. Changes in cycle patterns are huge. So if you have a cycle that's 24 days and then 45 days, that's an issue, not normal. Cystic breast and ovaries as well, and brain fog. For men, it looks like fatigue. Stamina loss, can't finish a round of golf like they used to be able to. And then as we go through menopause and andropause, so most people know menopause when the female body stops their monthly cycle and shifts into a different state, which means that the adrenals are making hormones. For men, andropause, there's not a shift. However, it looks more like metabolic syndrome, where you gain a lot of weight, especially in the belly, kind of get that beer belly going on. Your toenails start to grow some fungus and look yellow, and you're losing color. It's difficult to walk. You have more aches and pains than usual. You're kind of falling asleep on the couch. There's like, when we have functional endocrinology classes, they always put up a picture of a grandpa sleeping on the couch with his feet up, and like, because he's just knocked out. It's almost like diabetes type 2. There's a lot of issues that come along with this phase in life as our hormones shift to the adrenals. A lot of women and men notice difficult with weight, inflammation, hot flashes, low energy, low libido, low stamina, just not feeling good. And again, all of these things can happen at any time. It's not an age that any of this is limited to. So it's important to recognize where you are now so you can get the help you need for your future. Okay, so this is not correct. Forgive me. My protocol is a focus on essential fatty acids. So that's that cholesterol levels, blood sugar balance, because the more balanced our blood sugar is throughout the day, the better our cortisol will be to heal our adrenals, which will allow some stress off of that system. Where you saw, we talked about that pregnenolone steal, and then you can start making better hormones, as well as reducing inflammation, helping with sleep, and just feeling better all over. Liver and gut clearance, because if you're not clearing your hormones, you're just keeping yourself really sick. And then supporting each endocrine organ specifically. So I'm going to go through each topic a little bit. So essential fatty acids being first is really easy, just taking essential fatty acid supplement. Blood sugar support is awesome, and it's really important. And I'm so glad that it's coming to light right now. You've probably seen doTERRA's new Meta Power Kit, which has quite a few products in it, but the sole focus is maintaining a healthy, stable blood sugar throughout the day. So we have the Metabolic Assist product, which helps you break down carbohydrates, but slower. So it's a slower blood sugar climb. You're not spiking really high and then dropping, causing a lot of fatigue. We have the essential oils you add to your water, add to the diffuser, take as a capsule to help reduce fat, to help also improve blood sugar and hormone signaling between cells. And it also helps to work on the brain to help with things like leptin resistance. It's amazing. And then we have the Advantage powder, which honestly is my favorite. It has 9 different types of collagen in it. And it also has a number of amazing nutrition components in it to help with inflammation and blood sugar. It's my go-to now. So easy to use. We also want to use things like Terrazyme digestive enzymes to break down your food so you are getting more out of what you eat. My favorite essential oils would include Balance and On Guard on your feet at night, and I would probably add in Meta Power on your feet at night as well. Frankincense and rosemary are great. With food, nothing's more important than food with blood sugar. You can't fix it until you fix what you're bringing into your body. So where I usually have people start is eating every 2 to 3 hours to get that blood sugar stable. And what that means is protein at every meal. Make sure that you're tracking and getting enough calories in, making sure you're tracking and getting enough protein in. That is so incredibly important. And of course, it doesn't mean eating every 2 to 3 hours. You have a granola bar and then a fruit snack and then a smoothie. We want real food. We want protein, fat, and fiber. And then hormone meal plans might look like the carbohydrate specific diet. The blood type diet might be a great one to follow for you. Keto is especially helpful for hormones because you're adding in so much more fat. You're going to feel a lot better. And you might want to do some food sensitivity testing to check in on how you're feeling there. All right, liver clearance support. These are my top oils. Lemon, I love to put in my water. Copaiba, it doesn't matter how you say it, but as long as you know what it is, helps increase glutathione in our system. So you can either take that as a capsule, you can rub it directly over your liver with Zendocrine. Frankincense does everything. I would also use that topically if you have any liver concerns. We have the Zendocrine line of supplements and essential oil, which are specifically geared for liver clearance. So I like to recommend all of those as well. Terrazyme is the digestive enzymes, of course, to help clear and thin the bile, so it's easier to digest hormones and get rid of them. And Terragreens are incredibly important. I think they're just called greens now, but as a powdered greens, greens are great at grabbing through things in the gut and pulling them out, just like fiber. So whenever someone has hormone issues, I love to put them on a fiber supplement and a green supplement to help reduce the hepatic entero recirculation. Just kind of grabs onto everything and pulls it out gently, don't worry. But it helps with digestion, it helps with IBS type issues. It feels so much better. Okay. Gut health support. Now, I really would suggest doing a reset, which is really easy to do. So I would do 10 days of GX Assist, which is our gut support product, but it has things like oregano and thyme and immune support things in there. So it's going to help reduce what we call opportunistic bacteria. It means bad bacteria, but I don't like to call them bad because we all have these different levels in our body. But it means that we're going to help make some space, get rid of some of this junk that's backing up our system. Then I like to have people do 20 days of a probiotic, either the PB Assist, which is the adult capsule, or the PB Assist Junior, which is the kids. It tastes like a pixie stick. It's amazing. It's my favorite. So when we do this 10-day, 20-day, you could also do a 15-day, 15-day. That would be fine too. It helps pulse. So we're on and off. So we're fighting and attacking and then resting and healing, fighting and attacking, resting and healing. And it's just a great way to reset your gut and help reduce inflammation, support the immune system, and reduce that recirculation. So you're not keeping all the junk in your system. I do have what I love to call the ultimate blend. Some people, I think, call it the Superwoman blend, but this is what I love to use. So yarrow, pink pepper, DDR prime, copaiba, black pepper, and turmeric. So what you do is you can either use an old 15 ml bottle that you have. I used one with a dropper top on it. So I put equal parts of all of these oils in that dropper bottle. And then every day I would just shake it up and then get an empty veggie cap. doTERRA sells them. I think they're like 150 capsules for $4. It's insanely cheap. And then I just would fill up that capsule with the oils, cap it, and take it like a supplement. So that way you don't have to get every single essential oil out at one time every single day because you can't pre-make them. Because the capsules will just fall apart. So this is my cheat, and make sure you label it too, so you know exactly what was in there, put the oils that you used and how many, either how many drops or how many parts, so you know, and you can keep remaking it. The more consistent you are, the better you'll feel. Oh my goodness, so much better. But you can't take these things one time and be like, oh, I hope my next period's great. I hope menopause gets better. Like, we have to take care of ourselves every single day. Okay. So how do we put all this together for you? This is a lot of information. I went really, really fast. I gave you all my protocols. So this is what I would recommend, which is what I'm calling the Hormone Starter Kit. So it gets you a free doTERRA membership. We have no monthly requirements. We have no minimum orders. You can get what you need. Everybody gets the same discount. Everybody gets 25% off, and then you're eligible for any of the sales and freebies that we have every single month. You also get free shipping, which is so cool. And this kit will cover those 4 deal breakers. So essential fatty acids, blood sugar support, liver and gut clearance, and the easy to follow 60-day program. So all of this will get you 60 days of care or more. And this is the link that you can use to get signed up. So when I said essential fatty acids, it's covered. So this is this lifelong vitality kit, and it has those E-omegas right here. I'm not even sure if you can see my mouse, but the E-omegas have the omegas in it that you need to help get your essential fatty acids in. It also has all of your vitamins and minerals from A to Z from whole food sources, as well as antioxidants. It's incredibly powerful. We have the GX Assist, so you can do that for 10 days. And then we have the PB Assist, so you can do that for 10 days, 15 days, 20 days, and then pulse those. So that'll get you a good amount of time as well between those two. We have the Terrazyme, which I said a million times, which is our digestive enzyme to help break down food, to help with gas, bloating, reflux, amazing stuff. The Zendocrine white capsule, which is the herbal complex. And then we also have the essential oil soft gel. So that way you're getting both to help support that liver clearance. DDR prime is our cellular health reset. So when I talk about like the hormones get into the cells, you're like, well, wait, what if my cells are unhealthy? Like, how do I know? The DDR prime will help clear that up. We have the lemon for the liver, and then the Meta Power Assist for your blood sugar. So you're taken care of. And if you get this kit with us today, you'll get a free bottle of Clary Calm. And this is our monthly blend for women. Yes, men can use it too, but this is my favorite one for all ages. I gave this to my daughter when she was 6 to help with her mood. I use it every single day, and I give it to my post, anybody, any menopausal women, because it helps bring you back into balance. It's not going to force your body one way or the other, but it helps with period pain, cramping, clotting, heavy bleeding. It works on the brain, the thyroid, the adrenals, and the ovaries. It does so much. It's such a heavy hitter. And then if you use it every single day, your periods just get better and better and better. So this is my favorite, and you'll get this one for free. You'll also get a free private call with me. So that way we can talk about what's going on with you, make a plan for you. We'll use your supplements that you get to customize your plan for you. So you're not alone when you're like, but I don't remember what she said. I don't know what to do. Don't worry. We'll make a plan just for you. You'll get it emailed to you. You have us for support to lean on. You're never alone with our group here. And I'll also give you my free book, the Hormone Healing Guide, which I wrote to help you understand your cycle on an even deeper level. So all of this together is right here for you. And I would love to be able to support you as you go through this healing process and start to heal your hormones, feel your best, get your energy back, start sleeping through the night and not have to worry about hot flashes or pain anymore, to get your energy back so you can run around with the kids and the grandkids and have the brain power to focus at work and just know that your body's healing and doing what it needs to do. and you're going to feel amazing. And then after you're done with the 60-day plan, we'll set up another consult and we'll make sure that your next steps are taken care of, that you are feeling better, and then we'll take care of any other symptoms that are left that you have going on. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can message me on Facebook if you have any questions at all. I'll put the link in here as well for you. And keep up to date with our classes. Make sure that you've signed up for our newsletter, and we will see you next month.